10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers
we need you to think that you're going to be playing against. So they want
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat on
Sergio
He's gonna play up and down. That is the second. We only have two men now in the
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Productions.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Merry Christmas to everybody celebrating Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody who is involved with their families and enjoying this festive season. I hope you guys are having a great time and having a blessed weekend. Welcome all to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight's stream is us previewing the match against Aston Villa tomorrow. I wasn't sure if I should do the stream because of the holidays, but football goes on, so I guess our streams must also go on. So thank you all for being here. Whoever's watching this live, thank you for being here. Whoever's watching this afterwards, thank you for clicking on the video. I want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody who's currently in the chat. I see Sportswire was here earlier and now he's on the panel. So big up to Sportswire. VJ, big up to you. Forzo is saying Gerrard is out. Yes, he's out. We'll discuss that in the stream. Blue Clouds TV, thank you. It's a trailer that I did a while ago. But it's still relevant. It's still okay. So thank you for your feedback. And if you want to jump on, I've sent you the link. It's already in your inbox. You can click on that and come on the panel tonight and celebrate Christmas with us on the Blue Lounge. So big up to you, Nee Zion. Abdul B, big up to you. Merry Christmas to you, my brother. Good to have you in the chat. Shao Mark, always a pleasure. Big up to you. Good to see you in the chat. Everyone, we will be talking about the game and we'll be addressing the game, but we'll also be addressing other relevant topics once we've discussed the preview. Like they're already making fun of Gerrard with this. Yeah, I know. It is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Banter. It's got to be done. So. Gerrard will not be there. Make of it as you want. Zaidi Chelsea, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. I'm happy to see you watching us live. Big up to you, Zaidi. Let me welcome my panelist, Mo MDT. Merry Christmas, my brother. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
I'm fine, Mo. Merry Christmas. Thanks for having us. And I hope all is well with yourself, the family, and everyone around you. And Sportwire, Merry Christmas. And I hope all is well with yourself and your entire family.
Big up. Yeah, no, everyone's good. And just trying to enjoy it to the best that we can. The panelists are all jumping on. They're all coming on. All right, VJ, Merry Christmas, my brother. How are you? Welcome to the stream.
All good to see. Thank you for having me in. Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching the stream and to the panelists as well. Everything
Brilliant.
goes with this year, and we have basic year of football.
Brilliant. VJ, I'm getting some feedback from your mic. Maybe you want to just reset your audio. It'll be good. Bobby, Merry Christmas. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Mo. Merry Christmas, guys. Hope you guys have had a good day. I don't know how long the family will let me be on here, but
Same thing.
I'll do my best.
Big up. I'm happy to see you on the stream. And listen, today it's a special day, so family comes first. So I will totally understand if your missus kind of takes priority today. So it's all good. It's all good. Big up to you. Thank you for jumping on, Bobby. Alex, Merry Christmas. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
Good. How are you guys? MGT.
Good.
Always like the luggages on top. That top bag, the top bag on the luggage. That reminds me of when my mom used to travel. That's the bags that we used to use it, like overseas, like when we used to go.
Alex, the funny thing is he's got the luggage, but he doesn't want to travel.
Well, he's doing it the right thing. He's sending his family onto vacation so he can have a vacation.
Big up. I see more people jumping on. In the chat. Listen, Nizayon, the link is in your inbox. It's in your DM. So if you want to jump on, you're welcome to do so, my brother. Chelsea boy 123. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Bawa is asking where VJ is from. Do you want to answer that, VJ?
I'm from India.
He's breaking up, but he's from India. VJ, do us a favor. Go out and come back in again. I think there's an issue with your connection.
Yeah, it kind of starts with that. Going forward, it should be fine. The first 1 or 2 minutes, it's usually like that.
Oh, okay.
It'll be all
All right, sweet. We'll let the stream settle for you. The truth. I love your analysis, guys. Merry Christmas. Yeah, listen. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for your feedback and thank you for your insight. We always try to do our best on this channel, so thank you for that nice comment. Merry Christmas, Blue Clouds. Josh B, Merry Christmas to you. It's good to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you for a while. Merry Christmas to you, and I hope you and your family are doing well. Guys, Chelsea, Aston Villa match preview. We didn't get a press conference. So we'll have to go on what we know from what the club has said, what the manager has said, what we followed with news in respect to injuries and in respect to form and availability. We do know that Aston Villa have also had players out for COVID. Some of them have also returned. And their manager has tested positively today. Steven Gerrard has been tested positive, so he will be missing the next couple of games for his team. This could be seen as an advantage to us. It could be seen as not. I think end of the day, the game was going to be a tough game anyway. Aston Villa was always going to be a tough game, but I think we have had some players returning from injury and from isolation, so we are in a better position today than we were expecting a few days ago. Lukaku being back, Christensen being back, and Callum Hudson-Odoi being back. We've also seen Kovačić playing and Kante playing post-injury, and they played really, really well. It looks like they are both able to recover quickly and become productive members of the team. People are still coming in. Wissam, big up to you. Andre, big up to you. Listen, guys, I want to take a couple of minutes going across the board, asking you for your thoughts on the game tomorrow before we go into our lineup. I'll start with MDT and I'll work my way around. MDT, Steven Gerrard is missing tomorrow. Aston Villa, tough opposition normally. How do you see the game panning out for us tomorrow, mate?
Bobby and Alex, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are well, safe, and having a family time with your family. And all the best with your holidays as well. with the Steven Gerrard situation, I think it's twofold. Because he'll be able to communicate with is it McAllister? That's his long-term right hand, whatever. I believe like Steven Gerrard. I believe that although the manager, the team is set up behind you, that's the team because that's to implement the blueprint of what you want. That's why coaches move with their team. I don't think anything will change. It's not going to be any disadvantage or advantage or whatever because I believe his backroom staff behind him, they're the brain box with the team. So a smart manager, what you do, your backroom staff, they do all the training, they do everything. You just an inspiration behind the face. It's like a corporation or anything. So Steven Gerrard is the face, but I believe his backroom staff, nothing is gonna change, and he's gonna be on the phone anyway, watching it on TV. So I don't see anything changing. They're gonna be aggressive like they normally do, play the same way. The only thing is there's a man missing on the touchline.
So you don't think Gerrard being out is a disadvantage or a major disadvantage for them?
No. We went to Munich.
Christmas.
Chelsea. We went to Munich. You remember when Jose Mourinho was in the laundry mat, and we had the result there. We went through. So managers have been suspended for games like this. Remember Everton had Duncan Ferguson on the bench, and they beat us 3-1 or 3-0. So to be honest with me, I don't see that as an advantage or disadvantage. All I want Chelsea to do is Chelsea to be aware that we're playing Aston Villa at their best, be at our best. So for me, it doesn't make a difference.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. VJ, do you agree? The fact that Gerrard will be missing is not going to be a big factor?
Firstly, hopefully my audio is better now.
It is.
If not, let me know. All right.
It's fine. It's perfect.
So one thing that I wanted... Perfect, yeah. So one thing that I wanted to add was probably they'll definitely miss Gerrard to an extent. The reason why I say that is the on-the-pitch decisions is something that they will be missing. And even if he's going to be on the phone, I don't think so that would be as efficient as he would like on the pitch. Because, again, he is watching the game through television, which has a relay difference and all that. So considering all that, I think there will be an impact on the Aston Villa squad. And of course, the morale of the team will also be down because the manager itself has got the disease right now. And once that happens, then there is naturally a tendency for players to get it in their mind, thinking what's going to happen next. Because most of these players would have been working with the managers in the past, in the week training as well. So this thing can play in the mentality of the players on how they approach the game. So I think this will definitely have an impact. And on the tactics and everything, I still think they will be all sorted because most of them are decided by the assistant coaches and then goes for the approval for the managers, but they don't get involved as necessarily in the tactics as they would want to. So I think there will be an impact, but not as much as an impact that we need to be very happy about. You get my point, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be a massive advantage, that he is missing. Maybe I think the importance of the game will be a big factor for us, especially. I think moving forward, this is a game that will be seen as a must-win with the few draws that we've had recently, with us still wanting to mount a challenge for the title. So, Bobby, in your opinion, two things I want to get from you. Firstly, is this a must-win? And secondly, do you see the fact that Gerrard will not be there an influencing factor on the outcome of the game?
As always, I always take a very different view to all these things. Yes, it is a must-win, and I don't think Gerrard's absence is of any significance because with modern technology being what it is, communication is always going to be available, and they are used to their coaching team, so that's not an issue. What is a bigger issue to me is the world we're coming into now. We're looking at football in terms of what the opposition has available. You know, with injuries, COVID, and misfortune has come into the arena. That's not the sport I'm used to. You know, I as I say, I'm always old-fashioned in many things. And if I'm going to go to war with you, I take you on at your best while I'm at your best, and winner takes all. All this looking for advantages, disadvantages, I think it's a cowardly mentality that has stepped into our game. And it's been encouraged by the Premier League. The way they've treated Chelsea, all the nonsense they've been doing to disadvantage Chelsea. Chelsea having 7 people out with COVID and being forced to play their game. And is it Everton with 5 and their game is postponed? You see, all these tricks and little covert issues coming up is spoiling our game, and it's only going to gather in momentum. We're struggling. The Premier League is struggling. There is a pandemic. We should be on a break right now. This is ridiculous. That's my opinion of all this. It's ridiculous.
Bobby, it's spot on. When I mean, it's what you've just used there is really something that is used, or it used to be used a lot back in the day in boxing. When you're fighting against someone, you want to fight them when they are at their peak. Because if you were to beat Mike Tyson today, doesn't mean you're a better boxer than Mike Tyson's ever been. You're better than Mike Tyson today. But if you beat Mike Tyson at his peak, that's when you can actually say, I've beaten Mike Tyson. And that's what football should be. You should be having 2 teams playing the game, at their peak, at their strength, at their optimal level of performance. Yes, a season is long, injuries will happen, but there are certain factors that are unforeseen. And Chelsea having 7 players out through the virus, and having other players out through injury. Any team that beat Chelsea or drew with Chelsea or had a positive result against Chelsea, when Chelsea are in that position, it is not Chelsea. It's the Premier League. It's the system that defeated Chelsea, and I get what you're saying, but it's how we are able to address it. Having the game is postponed. I don't think having a couple of rounds postponed would have been such a massive problem with the schedule. They would have been able to reschedule a couple of rounds of football and at the same time keep the integrity of the sport. But again, they didn't decide to do that, and I think we could probably benefit from this down the road. And again, I don't want to be benefiting from this. I'd rather be able to beat the teams on the field rather than because of certain factors. So thank you for that insight. Big up to you, Bobby. Alex,
one
yeah,
quick thing,
go on.
Because
Sure,
you're
go on.
going to Alex, and Alex is a boxer, and he would understand this analogy. What pride is there in beating a man with his arms tied behind his back?
Sure.
That is a cowardly thing, and that's where we are now with the Premier League. We're looking for teams to have injuries in order for us to beat them, like that debacle of Arsenal against Leeds. I would be ashamed to watch my team win like that.
Yeah. Alex, welcome. Give me your insight onto the game tomorrow and all these factors that have been mentioned with us going into that fixture.
I gotta clear something. I'm not a boxer. I actually did wrestling. I'm a sambo. I did sambo. In the United States, I picked up boxing as a try to cross the sports. Does that make sense? I'm doing the boxing now for less than a year, but I used to do sambo as a hobby, nothing serious, just as a hobby. So now I'm just using it as that. But I see your analogy, and I understand what you try to say, but I don't think it's accurate in a certain way, because of course I'm not gonna beat somebody up when they have tied the hands. You know what I'm saying? If their hands are tied behind the back, that's like not. But as a coach to any kinds of sports, you're using somebody's weaknesses. So, for example, if you want to use the boxing analogy in this kind of situation, you're gonna see, for example, like I was taught, if you like see the cut on somebody's face as a boxer, you're going after that cut. It's unfair because it's a weakness of the person, but you're going after that cut just to split it open, wide open. So the guy, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of analogy, I think, in this situation, more suitable for this situation than that.
Sorry, Alex, I just want to cut you off for 1 second. I actually used to be a boxer. I was never a professional. I did it as a hobby. Yeah, I had a couple of amateur fights, but this was like when I was in my teens. And I agree with you. In boxing, you're taught to find the opponent's weakness to win the fight. So the cut. If he starts to have a cut that blood is coming out from, and the doctor is not able to stop the bleeding, the fight is called off and it's a TKO, and you have won the fight.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying, like, if it's a slight cut, you're punching it until it will go wide open.
Yeah. That's one. Another one is if you see that they are slow on one side, or if they.
Injured.
One of the things that we've been we're taught as well is look at their vision, because not everyone has 20/20 vision, and if their left hand side is not as sharp as their right hand side, you can see it when you move and things of that nature. So take advantage of their disadvantages in a fight.
Yes.
The issue is this: we're not talking about that.
We're talking about the moral.
Exactly.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say to Bobby. It's a little different analogy in the boxing. Like, of course, you're not gonna fight somebody with the hands behind the hands, but you will use this. You will use, because we're like here's what I don't understand. Like, I agree. If we would have stopped, I will not complain, but it needed to be stopped at a certain time, because here's what it is: people don't get sick, everybody at once in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, Spurs squad got sick the hardest the first. They coming out as a team after being sick all at once. So now they fit. What you see what I'm saying? Like, they already not sick, and they're not gonna get sick even more because the whole team was sick. So, for example, if the Spurs already come out of the lockdown, if we put it lockdown earlier, lockdown will prevent people from getting sick for those 2 weeks. When they coming down from that lockdown, they getting sick again, no matter what, because you're not exposed to the sickness. So if lockdown would have happened, it will happen for 2 weeks, right? Nobody's saying for the month, unless you completely closing the doors and the Premier League is gone until we in the summer. You see what I'm saying? Cancel the Premier League. Otherwise, I don't see the benefit of it, because the 2 weeks won't fix it. 3 weeks won't fix it. People will, the people that stay in home, when they get out, they still will get sick. Does it make sense? Like, they will still get sick if they're exposed to the virus, because they never been sick in the first place. The people that was sick, they're not gonna get sick again. But the people that were locked down, they're gonna get sick. So my thing is, I agree, we needed the lockdown, or we could have used lockdown, but you cannot assure me that the lockdown at a specific time will improve chances of somebody over somebody. Does it make sense? I think the crowd will be more valuable not doing it, because the crowds are actually the ones that actually spread more than the teams. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Bobby's wrong. Bobby's right. It's a stupid issue to be in the first place, because we are short. Chelsea short. I don't understand why they didn't cancel that game, but all of a sudden Manchester United canceled 5 days in advance. I don't know the number. You see what I'm saying?
No.
So it is
Yeah.
unfairness to it. But
Yeah.
back to the game. For me, I don't think Gerrard is. I don't think he's that kind of manager that does that thing on the field a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. He's not Mourinho. He's definitely not Conte, because if Conte is missing on the pitch, you missing a big person on the pitch, on the sidelines. So for that thing, I don't know how Gerrard is a coach. I don't think he's going to be that much missed on the sidelines. Villa still has. We're gonna get the tactics how he said it. If there's a click or something, he can call it and say it at the halftime. But during the match, I don't think it's going to be that, because he's not the kind of person in the match to be giving instructions, to be yelling at the players and all that. We're going to have a strategy from the beginning. So I don't think it's going to be... plus, it's all up to us, because now we're getting a team back. We need to put a statement. We need to make a statement for the others. That's all I think.
Yeah. No, the thing is, they could have done something. I mean, the fact that they did nothing for me is a problem. The fact that they didn't have a set criteria which they implemented across the board is a problem. I mean, we said Everton had 5 players with COVID and they postponed their game.
Yeah, that's the issue. When there's no clear rules for every team, that's the issue. I agree with that.
They say that if you're unable to field 14 players, and do you know what? Maybe sometimes the honesty of Tuchel is the problem, because he could easily have made a case for Kovačić was unfit, Kante is unfit, Jorginho is unfit. He could have said, X amount of players are unfit and they can't play, and therefore we can't field 14 players. But he saw that he had players who could play, and that's why he
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Like, for example,
Yeah.
how I wonder, is unfit players? Does that mean unfit 14 players that got tested positive? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No. If you're able to, if you can't field 14 players who can play.
My question is, do you have to provide the proof to the EPL that your players are actually positive? How do you provide that proof? Do you show them the test?
Yeah, Alex, if the player is positive, they will have their test, because they have all the information. Yeah. Okay, but the unfit bit, I think when Tuchel said Kante can only play 45 minutes, Kova can only play 45 minutes, that's where the Premier League will count those players as they should be playing, because they don't care about the players' welfare. Do you understand? So other teams, when a player can only play 30 minutes, they don't count those players. They count like they're still injured.
That's my question was, how much do you trust integrity of, for example, Pep? If he won't lie.
That's what I mean. They lie. They lie. All of them lie. That's what I was saying. Tuchel is too honest. He's too honest.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be evidence, right? There has to be an evidence that players are. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The PCR test results go to a national database. So if you've done a PCR test at an NHS hospital in this country, you will have your results at a database, which is accessible. That's how the COVID passports are generated and so on. Everything is on a database. The issue here is, I get what you're saying, although I don't quite subscribe to the analogy of if, for example, using a boxer, if a boxer has a cut, you go for the cut. That is in the fight. If somebody's disadvantaged in the fight, it's a different thing to being disadvantaged coming into the fight.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you're right.
That's by the by. What I was looking for from the Premier League indeed was, look, there is a inconsistency in the games they postpone, which advantages, well, certainly some teams, and certainly didn't advantage Chelsea at all. But the issue is, when they met, they made no concessions at all. In a time where we're in a pandemic, which is a mitigating factor, and which is a factor that is compounding any injuries and any return from injuries to players in all the teams, not just Chelsea. And there is a clear mitigating factor that they could have brought in and said, okay, for the rest of the season, we have 5 substitutions. But they did absolutely nothing. And then
100% agree with you, buddy.
willy-nilly,
Yeah.
Biased or rather selective postponements, which can be and is being accused of bias. That's my point, really. It's wrong. It's not considering the welfare of the players that they keep bleating on about. It's obvious what they should have done. If they didn't suspend the Premier League, they should have upped the substitutions like it's happening all over Europe.
100% agree with that. Yeah.
But I mean, I am not someone who is from the UK, so when fans are into the stadium, I quite don't get the excitement and all of that, because I watch the game virtually most of the time. So maybe I am a bit wrong in asking this question, but should Premier League have considered closed door as the second option before even starting to stop the games, postpone the games, and things like that? Should it have been that way? I mean, I know it is being done the same for cricket in our country. So just trying to relate it to how the environment in UK is. Probably
Money,
you guys
VJ.
who are in the environment will know better.
Money. VJ, it's all about money. It's all
Yeah.
about money.
Vijay, that's another option. That's another option. There's so many options, but they did nothing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, MDT and whoever was talking about the money factor, right? I'll be honest with you. In a cricket game, at least from the stadium, the revenue that you generate for every single game is 5% of your total revenue. Most of the revenue that you generate is because of the broadcasting rights. So in a way, I mean, it wouldn't have been a major loss for any of them. Once you can have the broadcasting side of things fixed, I don't think so you'll even have that sort of an issue. And 5% revenue hit at this point in time shouldn't be a major factor when you are at the problem of even canceling out a game or postponing a game. You get my point there, right?
Yeah, VJ, it's not like that. I'll give you an example. I was having a debate with a guy from Real Madrid, so I had to do some research to debate him. Last year, Real Madrid lost 300 million in revenue. 300 million in revenue because they had a chunk of that year with no spectators in the stadiums. 300 million is a lot of money, even for Real Madrid. Now, when it comes to the revenue that football clubs earn from match-going fans, it is quite substantial. In as a percentage, I think cricket is different. The way that the expenditure of cricket clubs, the kind of salaries they're paying, the kind of sport they're playing, the kind of following they have is different. So it's hard to compare cricket with football. But if you don't have people attending football matches, the loss is significant. On top of that, the impact that it will have on the players and their COVID situation is minimal. It will have a bigger impact on society because of the amount of people are in the stadium and possibly catching that disease and spreading it. But when it comes to the actual maintenance of the squad and the team, they're still able to put distance between them and the fans. However, action should have been taken. Putting the country on lockdown would have had an effect in regards to the stadiums being put on lockdown for the fans. The Premier League will never go and make a decision like that before the government actually forces them to do that, because the Premier League doing that will make them lose money, and they would not put anything ahead of money. It's a business. They are, for lack of a better word, a commercial enterprise. So they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're regulating a big money maker for the country, not only for the as a sport, but for the country. It's a big money maker. I think what needs to be done is for the government to actually take a stance first in regards to the way that it handles the situation nationally before they can put emphasis on the sport to do it. But what Bobby was saying about putting regulations in respect to the substitutions, in respect to having clear parameters for how games are postponed, that is what I'm calling for, and that is what I think should be done. The other aspects, that's for the government to decide, and I don't think a big decision will be made, because it does look like this is not as much of a serious situation as it was a couple of years ago when it first started. So again, we will evaluate. Lads, I'm going to move on. And thank you all for your insights.
Yeah, I was gonna tell VJ just the figures about how important it's
For the smaller
spectators.
clubs are more important the crowds than anything, because the small clubs they don't get as TV rights as much as the other clubs. So you know what I'm saying? For certain championship teams and league second and third, they will get killed. They barely survived from the first wave of a lockdown, so it's a little bit different.
Sure. Go on, Lucy.
Okay, VJ, without spectators in the stadium, even the broadcasting revenue goes down. They pay for that. They pay for the sound effect and everything, whatever. The commercial revenue, everything goes down. Chelsea, the season before the COVID, half a season was locked down. Okay, the season with Lampard. Sarri's season, the full season, we made 75.6 million for just fans attending. The following season, when there was a halfway lockdown, no spectators, it was 62 million. Okay, even the broadcasting revenue went down 20 million, and the commercial revenue went down 11 million. Okay, and last year, the stadium revenue was 66 million. We still haven't recovered. If we go back this year, we might even be 60 something million. So it's a chunk of money. You're losing like maybe anything between 15 to 20 million on stadium alone. And then this broadcasting will reduce by 20 million. And then the commercial revenue might reduce by 20 as well. So all in all, you're losing anything between 60 to 100 million, like that.
Makes sense. And I get it. I mean, there is a difference between how football is run and the way that cricket is run, because this is more between the nationals than the clubs, right? And so every club has an equal purse when it comes to cricket. So that's kind of different in the football. So I get it. Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up, though.
Yeah, I wanna do this. Lads. In regards to injuries, let's go with what we know. If someone names a player that is injured, and let us know, because I have a feeling that we've got the possibility of playing quite a good squad today. I think all three midfielders are back, right? Jorginho, Kovačić, and Kante, they're all fit, correct?
Robin Loftus-Cheek is out.
I'm talking about the three main guys. Three main guys, yeah. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he is out. All right, guys. Let's start with this.
Fit.
Let's start with Boogeyman is not here, so we don't have to worry about Barkley. All right. In goal, we're going with Mendy, correct? Any objections?
Yeah. You can do the back line too.
Mendy. Okay. Is this?
Make sure you get the right Mendy.
No. This is the old one. Let's go.
He was there. I saw him.
He was there, but I want to do the new cards. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so here we go. This card looks better. Okay, now Chalobah is fit. So is he starting, guys?
I think so. on the
Chalobah?
right.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys gonna go with that, yeah? Chalobah.
Yeah.
And Rudiger is also fit, so we'll put him in there.
So does Thiago Silva.
And okay, both Thiago Silva and Christensen are fit. Who'd you guys go with?
Thiago
Silva.
Silva.
Anyone going for Christensen?
If he would, he will go on the right, not in the middle.
So we're going Silva. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silva? No
Yeah.
objections?
All good.
Okay, now, in regards to the two...
Can I ask a question, please, Mo?
Yes, you can, Bobby. Go ahead.
Does anyone think because Chalobah played against Brentford that Tuchel might put Christensen in this one? Because though he's fit, he is still coming back, per se. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either or, but I just wonder if...
I mean, it could be, but I don't think it will change anything. You know what I'm saying? Like plan-wise.
And also, Bobby, you can remember this. Young players, especially when they just break into team, even if they're not 100% fit, they will kill to play. They will always lie to play. So I think even if Tuchel ask him, "Are you okay?" He say, "Well, I'm fine," because he will not want to miss games. I think he will play.
And maybe he doesn't play for the entire 90, maybe 75. Then Christensen comes for the next 15. That could happen as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys, just bear with me for 1 second. I'm just trying to do something. I'm switching.
For me, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was impressed with his play in the middle because I knew he could do it, but people. I remember now I'm smiling, because I remember when Chelsea was linked with Koundé. I said, yeah, you can buy Koundé, but I remember on another stream I told them Koundé has only played, I think, 20 to 30 senior games more than Chalobah. He's not ahead of him technically, physically, in understanding the game. He has more profile because he's played for senior team longer. Chalobah has been on loan. People thought I was crazy. They thought I was like crazy. Now everybody is seeing it. The kid is talented. I said it before when we were linked with Koundé. I said sign Koundé, but I will promise you this: Koundé gonna need a settling period. Chalobah will not. They thought I was crazy, and I'm very happy the kid, the young lad.
We still think you're crazy, don't
me right.
we? Still think you're crazy, don't we?
And I think Alex was the one who was talking about Chalobah having some sort of a leadership capability than Christensen in the center, which was seen in the Brentford game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it does.
Alex, you were the
It
one,
does.
right?
It does.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I've always said it.
He fills me with confidence. Seriously, when I see Chalobah on the pitch, he fills me with confidence.
Right.
He has. I'm not going to call it leadership. I'm going to call it strength of personality.
Aggressiveness, a little bit
aggressiveness, assertiveness. Yeah, he has that about him.
Yeah.
Maybe let's call it ownership.
Comes across as passive sometimes. Yeah, ownership could work. I want to say big up to Kawasi. It's good to see you in the chat. Merry Christmas to you, my brother. Listen, guys, before we continue, if you are watching the Blue Lounge and you've been watching it this year, and you're watching it because of notifications rather than streaming, subscribing, and you want to do something for the Blue Lounge, subscribe. That would be a fantastic Christmas present you can give the Blue Lounge. If you're watching us and you haven't subscribed and you've watched a couple of streams, do us a favor and subscribe. There's 120 of you currently watching the stream. So thank you for being here. Merry Christmas to you all. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you have time, click that like button. It will take a couple of seconds. Much love to you all. Much love to you all and your families. Bobby, give me... Actually, before you give me your midfielders, does anybody think we're going to see wingers apart from these two, Reece James and Alonso? Does anyone think we're going to see anybody else?
No.
We haven't got anybody else.
Well, I mean, Saul the guess possibly, but I don't know. All right, okay, Bobby, give me your choice for the two holding midfielders.
Oh, who's fit? This is the thing. Who?
Kante, Jorginho, Kovačić. They're all fit.
Of them.
Yeah.
Well,
However, they're fit-ish because they've had issues. So who would you risk to more?
I mean, this is without looking too much at the opposition. We've got people like McGinn, and they're very physical in the midfield. How fit they are, I don't know. So we need to be as fit as possible. I don't know if Georgie's particularly fit, but I would put him and another. I think the midfield would have to be Georgie and Kova and Kante sharing as they did in other matches, maybe one playing one half each.
Okay, who would you start?
I would start, because of how energetic they are, I would go Georgie and Kante.
Yeah,
and then bring cover on in the second half when they're tiring.
Yeah, that's how I would have played it. Okay.
Me
all right.
too.
Yeah, the same as well. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Vijay. No, go.
No, I was just about to say that Tuchel also let us know in the game before Brentford that he was actually saving him for the Aston Villa game. So he had to deploy him in the last 15 minutes for the Brentford game. So we can expect him to start in the Aston Villa game if we're going by Tuchel's words also. So Jorginho and Kante for me.
Yeah. MDT.
Tuchel might go Jorginho, Kante. But like I said, the way Aston Villa play, the most effective two will be Kova and Kante. Because Jorginho will be passing the ball back a lot to Mendy or to whatever, because Aston Villa are a very aggressive team.
Would it make sense then to have Kova and Kante in the second half?
Yeah, but they're more energetic in the first half.
Kova and Kante don't play well together, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well when MDT
I
said
don't
that.
like Kova and Kante partnership.
Georgia and Kante in the second half then?
Georgia and Kante or Georgia and Kova?
Georgia and Kova.
Yeah.
I think Georgie has to be on the pitch for 90 minutes, no matter whatsoever. And these guys have to rotate 45 each.
Jorginho yells at Kante where to be. Kovačić does not. Kovačić is silent.
Yeah, he runs on the opposite
Jorginho
direction.
Jorginho helps Kante.
Thing about Jorginho is that as long as you have protection around him, he's very effective. So he will have to be the 90-minute man with either with either Kante or Kova coming in. Clearly, because they are still coming back to fitness. The wing backs will be very important. It's important that James is there because he tucks in sometimes from the right. We know Alonso is a weakness, but with the backup coming in from Rudiger, I think we should be all right with dealing with McGinn and all the other aggressive midfielders that Villa have.
All right. This is the tricky part. Do we all agree Lukaku will be starting as our striker tomorrow?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody think we're going to have somebody else in that position?
I think Havertz will start.
Is Havertz available?
Yeah.
He came yesterday, which is one training.
I don't think Havertz will be selected ahead of him. Yeah.
We'll see, but
you think he will be? If you think he will be, let me know. If you think he will be,
I think Havertz will start.
Okay.
It could be if it was for me, I will start Kai Havertz, Lukaku, and Mount.
Both of them. Okay.
1 second, I just want to do something for Kawasi.
Alex, do you think Kai Havertz and Lukaku can play 90 minutes between them because of this them coming back, not training for a bit.
I'm not
No.
saying 90 minutes. He could be a substitute for Pulisic or for Cho.
Okay, because I was worried because of if we have Kante,
What about Werner?
He's still.
Kante might not play
He's
90 minutes.
He's not. He's not.
Okay, he's still out.
Yeah, he's still out. I always said I think I want Lukaku to play with Kai Havertz, but I don't want Lukaku to be at the center. I want Lukaku to be on the wing and Kai Havertz to be in the middle.
Lukaku to be on the right.
On the right, and Kai Havertz to be in the middle and Mount to be on the left.
You're trying
So
to
Kai Havertz will play So Kai Havertz will play the De Bruyne role.
I do not think Tuchel will be playing that kind of game tomorrow.
I actually think like Drogba and Anelka. Anelka
Hold
usually
on.
play after right. Hold on.
Are you talking about a 1-2 rather than a 2-1?
Two with the cam.
With the cam with two, it's like three. It's like two center forwards.
Yeah, like the
rotating.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that could. Do you guys want to go with that? Because that could happen tomorrow. Do you guys want to go with that instead?
But what I'm worried about, we only have 3 substitutions. So all it takes one person to get injured, we're in trouble, because that means the whole substitution merry-go-round has, because those 2 players will have to be substituted. So all it takes, if Kante or Kova needs substitution, you create a problem. If you have somebody in the field, that's the only problem I have there. I think that's the best thing, but I don't think he will risk it because he always complain about having 3 substitutions restrict him of doing certain things.
I mean, if it is, it's going to be then Lukaku. If it's based
Mount
on
will
merit.
definitely play. You can put Mount in.
Yeah, Mount.
but-
Yeah, Mount.
All right,
Mount will play.
hold on. Let's just put Lukaku in. All right. Out of the panel, who thinks Mount will start tomorrow, or who doesn't think Mount will start tomorrow? That's the best way to put it. Who doesn't think Mount will start tomorrow?
Just a
Mount is
second,
starting.
guys. I got.
Sure, go ahead, Alex. Take your time.
You're all in unison that Mount is going to start tomorrow.
Okay. Now this is the tricky one. Because I think there is 2 players who have made a case for this position. One stronger than the other. I think we have Pulisic and Callum. However, Pulisic is fit and he has had more game time recently. Callum has been out with COVID. Unless you guys think somebody else will play in that position. So I'll start with MDT. MDT, who would you have as the left winger?
I think tomorrow Pulisic will play there.
Pulisic, all right. VJ.
To be honest with you, it depends on how Callum has trained. If he's trained for a couple of sessions, then probably he might feature in the first 45, and then we go with Pulisic in the second half because he's been effective as a substitute coming into the game. But if he's not able to be, in a position to train and he's just in for one training session or something, then I think it would be Pulisic who will start and Callum maybe towards the end.
Is there a case for Ziyech to start?
I've
Not in
not
that
seen him on
position, at
training.
least.
Have you seen Ziyech in training?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
I haven't seen the
I don't think
pictures,
he-
but-
I don't think it's.
But he did not go on I didn't see him train, but I saw him. What's the name? Not being sick and anything like that. I didn't see nothing about that either.
Yeah, it's a strange one because I
It's a
didn't
strange
see.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see him in training.
No,
And
but the
I
last
haven't heard
game.
anything.
No, but last game, Mo, you
did have
remember
an off. He had an
he
off.
has a
Yeah,
knock.
you're right.
He came out. He came. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
remember
right.
that.
You're right there. True.
And we did
Okay.
not have press conference either to clarify that either.
Exactly. So Pulisic from MDT and VJ, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pulisic.
Okay. Alex.
If it's my decision, yes, I will start Pulisic over Cho because Cho needs to get the minutes before.
Sure. Bobby.
Yep, Pulisic over Cho. Cho can get his extra minutes against Chesterfield.
Or he could come on at halftime, or
Yeah, definitely. Come on as a sub, yeah. for
guys. You know what? I was looking at January, and do you guys know we're playing 6 games in January from the 2nd of January to the 23rd of January. In that period,
Yeah.
we're playing 6 games, and 3 of those games are against Tottenham. We're gonna get sick and tired of Conte's face in January, man. We're gonna be sick and tired of him, man. Anyway, okay, so this is the team. This is the team that we believe will be starting tomorrow. Mendy in goal, Rudiger, Chalobah, and Thiago Silva in the heart of defence. Alonso with Reece James as our wing backs. Kante, Jorginho in the heart of midfield with Pulisic, Mount, and Lukaku in attack. You know what? This is a very strong side. This is a very strong side. I mean, there's a couple of weaknesses, but on the whole, this is a very, very strong side. Do you guys feel confident?
Fitness is everything.
Yes,
We're still
absolutely.
uncertain on their fitness, that's all. But, Chelsea is a strong side when fit. So I think, we should be able to handle it. But Tuchel will know who he'll put out there, and he will know their fitness levels and capabilities. If they are capable, of course, we should become quietly confident.
I just want to say something. You guys are amazing. You guys in the chat, you are amazing. Since I asked you guys to give me a Christmas present of subscribing, literally 12 of you have subscribed in the past 10 minutes. In the past 10 minutes, 12 of you have subscribed to the Blue Lounge. Big up to each and every one of you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. That means a lot to me. That means a ton to me, seriously. So big up to all of you, and thank you very much. Sorry for cutting you off, VJ. Carry on, mate.
No problem. So what I was about to say was I tend to agree with Alex's statement when he started off today. He said that this is the game that we make a statement. I agree with that. If this is the game that we make a statement, this is the team that I'd prefer to be on the pitch.
No, this is the team. I mean, if this team can't be Aston Villa tomorrow, then I'm really confident. I am really confident. And unless we have a proper stinker, this team should easily win tomorrow. I mean, it's Boxing Day, Christmas Day just finished. There is potential banana skin games on Boxing Day, but I'm really happy that we're able to to field a team like this against Aston Villa, considering where we were a few days ago.
For me, what I was gonna say, if we avoid a red card, because Aston Villa, they're nasty at Villa Park, they wind you up, especially McGinn or whatever. If we don't fall for it, last year, remember Grealish trick Azpilicueta into the red card, and he fall for it. The referee red card him, and it wasn't a red card. That's what I remember as well when Fabian Delph, trick one of our players into a red card as well. So we have a history of going there, doing well. All of a sudden, I remember even one year, the year Lampard break that record, one of our players was red carded. I don't know whether it's Ramirez or whatever. And then we were lucky Benteke as well got red carded. Then it was 10v10. We won the game.
Yeah. I remember
Villa
that
Park,
elbow.
Villa Park, they wind you up. So the players have to have their head calm. If they can't, I don't see why. This might be another like Leicester. When we went to Leicester, people thought we were gonna struggle. We went there with a good team. It was a statement win. So I just hope we don't have any red card. For me, that's all.
Yeah. VG, you want to say something?
No. No. I completely lost it anyways. No worries.
I was gonna say quick, and I had to.
Go on, Alex.
And I have to go. I was here. My wife told me you got limited time, so I gotta go.
We understand.
We understand, brother. We understand.
So she's already saying things like you got your presents now. You don't. You got
my present.
So
you go and enjoy your holiday with your family.
Well, it's too many of them. It's only one me. So. Anyway, guys, I hope we're gonna win tomorrow. It's a really strong lineup. I think we should be able to start put not as a statement, force names in between those two, Liverpool and City. We need to force a name in the conversation. That's the thing. That's the biggest part about the Chelsea now. We have to force a name and put it the minimum amount of points between us. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need to be forced for this tough period of time for Chelsea to play. And I think we can do it. We have a strong lineup and all that. And everybody else, Merry Christmas, guys. Hope every have a blessings in their families, and first of all, health and happiness for to everybody. One, guys, I'm out.
Big up.
See you guys.
Ciao.
Take care, Alex. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Yeah, no, he's right. Alex is right. This is a strong team, a strong lineup, and we should be able to get a few points.
Kasim, before I forget that question,
Go on. Yeah.
I don't want to again forget it, but that question was something relevant to that only, right? I mean, we have a strong lineup that we probably will deploy tomorrow. Extending that question further, that statement from you further, what if we do not win or we pick up a draw again? Should that be a point of concern, or how much concern should we be after that? Like if you pick up a draw, like we lose the game, should we be worried about it?
Yeah,
that's negative speculation. Do
Yeah.
we need to go there right now?
Yeah,
It hasn't happened, has it?
That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. Look, we can't speculate, but we can look at history. And we can look at facts, and we can look at numbers. We are currently in a position that does allow us to challenge for the title. Even if we were to notch up a couple more defeats, we are still in a position that would allow us to challenge for the title. Now, would it make it harder? Yes. Will it make it impossible? No. And the reason why we are in that position is because it is not a mathematical thing. Man City are not going to win every single game from now to the end of the season. Liverpool are not going to win every single game from now to the end of the season. They will drop points.
Yeah.
Now, we need to take advantage of that when it does happen. So we need to maintain our distance, and we need to close the distance between us and the and Man City and Liverpool. We need to keep ourselves in the game. If we were to lose or draw tomorrow, it will give us. We would be taking a knock. We would be in a worse position than had we have won. But it doesn't take us out of the game. And you see, this is one thing that I was trying to push before and earlier in the past couple of weeks. I am not saying Chelsea are going to win the title this season. But what I am saying is we are in the race, we are in the battle, and we can win. We shouldn't give up on that dream, on that hope, on that desire. We have the ambition to win, and we shouldn't give up on it because we're 6 points behind Man City at this point in the season. If we were 6 points behind Man City with 10 games to go, I wouldn't give up. Okay? Not with 20 games to go. So that's what I'm trying to say. Let's be positive. Let's support our team. And, we will cross that bridge, when we get to it. It's funny how us winning in the Carabao Cup, so a lot of those people who were being negative changed their tone. Even though that was a different competition than the Premier League. We won in the Carabao Cup and everyone is saying, yeah, we've got a chance to challenge for the title. The same people that before that game were saying we're out of the race. Even though that game has no bearing whatsoever on the Premier League challenge because there's no points gained or dropped. But it's the perception. And that's why I am one of those people who subscribe to us needing to win the Carabao Cup because it gives us the taste of victory within the season and it will keep us going further and further. And that's what Man City did. And that's why Pep put such a high emphasis on this tournament because he knows the last 10, 15 games of the season are going to be tough. And with his team, grabbing a trophy midway through the season, as to give him that boost and that desire and that motivation to want to continue going on and winning the Premier League. So let's do it. Let's win the Carabao Cup this season, and hopefully we can win the Premier League this season as well. Champions League is not, it's not going to be in the realms of miracles. We did it last season. So I don't know. I mean, let's be positive. Let's be positive. All right, guys. I want to give everyone a couple of minutes. To give me the final thoughts on the game, and then we're going to go into a few different topics in regards to Chelsea. I'll start with Bobby. Bobby, give me your thoughts on the game tomorrow before we go into a different topic. So let me hear it.
Yeah, I think you're right. The truth here is everything is very, very much up for grabs. I have a sneaky suspicion. Boxing Day is a funny time. I think either Liverpool or Man City or both of them could drop points tomorrow. It's very, very possible. So I don't think, taking a very negative perspective, I think that's very premature at the moment. We need to have a positive perspective, or at least a realistic perspective. And the realistic perspective is that it's all up for grabs. This is a season like none other. People talk of, the top at Christmas. Usually the teams that are top at Christmas are going to win the league. Well, not this year. There are too many factors in the way, including a pandemic, to consider. So we should just go for it. Focus on ourselves, focus on our team, and keep doing what we're doing. Look, so far we've been through a very, very difficult time. And if I can look back, we've been unbeaten since West Ham. And even that West Ham game, they were lucky to win. So we've not done too badly, albeit there were draws. We've not done too badly, and we're still within touching distance. If we're in this position, come the middle to end of January, I'll say we have every chance of winning the Premier League.
Yep. No, spot on. VJ, final thoughts on the game?
For me, this game, talking about this particular game and the Carabao Cup relation that you were also talking about, February month you win a trophy, then that definitely sets you towards the end of the season. I do believe the same as well. So that is where this trophy really plays an important part. Coming to this fixture, Aston Villa versus Chelsea, we definitely have to win here, because this really sets a tone for us to come back. This is our comeback game into the Premier League, though we've got a win against Brentford, but still that is a Carabao Cup win. So a win here will definitely set the tone. We've been telling a lot of people that the midfield three is back, and now we're back on track. So it's important for our players to perform and show them what they're really about. And from there, it's just going to be, a high road for us. Hopefully, we start winning, and then we pick up points on the way. One more point I just wanted to add about Manchester City and Liverpool is that Chelsea, when they're not playing well, they end up getting a draw. They rarely, lose all 3 points. But Liverpool and City, they don't do the same. Like, where if you've seen the history of Liverpool and City, even at the points table, they have more losses than their draws. So it means that they concede a lot when they are in that losing phase or losing mood. So I think in that way, Chelsea, if we consistently keep winning and then here and there pick up draws, and these guys will eventually drop points. And when they drop, I prefer the dropping, all 3 points together, and that will really help us get back in that race. And this time it's a 3-horse race and it's very tight. So towards the Christmas end, I think if we are in that 4-point gap, that's easy for us to catch up to.
I'm going to put you under the spot here, but maybe you know the answer to this. Do you know how many matches Man City lost last time they won the title?
Was this for me or Bobby?
Yeah, for you.
For me, is it? No, I don't know about the last year. I mean,
6. They lost 6
Okay.
matches.
Mm-hmm.
Man City lost 6 matches last season, and they won the title. Where we are now with the pandemic, things are different. I mean, last time we won the title, we lost 5 games. We lost 5 games. So it does happen. You know, you can lose games and you can still win the title. It's all about who you're losing against, who you're playing with, and who your competitors are and how well they're doing. I think Man City won the title with 86 points last season. And I think the season before that, or was it a couple of seasons back, 86 points would get you third place or second place. So it varies. Not every season is the same. Not every season plays the same.
Agreed.
Yeah. So let's take it in perspective and let's be positive. I'm gonna let MDT come in on this. MDT, I want you to give me your final thoughts on the game tomorrow. But I also want you to start us off on the second topic that we'll be discussing today. And the second topic that we're going to be addressing today is the fans' perception of the club. And I will get MDT to get the ball rolling on that. So firstly, let me hear your thoughts on the game tomorrow, and then you can lead us into the second topic more. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, like for me, I always think that Chelsea, if we play at our best, we have a very high chance to win a game because we have the players. It's just that sometimes the players are only human. They might go on the pitch, maybe they're not feeling well, they wake up on the water, so you can't predict the performance. But based on the quality, I always bet on Chelsea. People forget it. I always look at Chelsea. Even when United won the title in '99, Chelsea were only, I think, 4 or 5 points behind them. They finished third behind Manchester United. That's the greatest United team of all time. People forgot, if we didn't have injury with Kaziragi, we had a chance to win that title when United. So when people keep going on about, this greatest team, go and check how far behind Chelsea were. All those. So that's why when people are going on about all this, when we had all this injury going on. We are still only 6 points behind City. So that's a sign. And now we're getting back. So I'm not worried about, I'm not worried about that aspect of it. I believe even if we're 6 points or 7 points behind City, if we have our fit squad, Chelsea can go into City and beat City. Chelsea can beat Liverpool. I'm not worried about that. For me, it's the players to be healthy. That's the most important thing. And now we're getting that back. I'm not worried about the Villa performance. The Villa result yet. All I want to see is the team that we can manage to, because it's COVID, okay? Bear in mind it's COVID. The players will be tested today. So tomorrow, the team we put down, anything can happen. If we put out our team, we should be able to beat Villa. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, but still we reserve that judgment. But fans shouldn't react when a half team is put out. You expect the maximum result. That's unbelievable. It's like somebody not studying because they were ill. They sit an exam, you expect them to have distinction instead of merit or pass. So this is the thing. You have to, your judgment have to be based on the circumstances. Okay, expectation has to be limited when you don't have all your weapons. So, but for me, I believe with our squad, with availability, we should be able to compete in all front. And that's all I hope for this season. And I think we are on track to do that. I understand football is an emotional game. But sometimes when you're too emotional, it's crazy. Use 60% emotion and 40% rational. So you got to be that. It can't be 80-20. It has to be 60-40 or 55-45. So these are the things. These are the things. For me, we all know, but being here, we have to talk to each other, to calm each other, to give each other hope, and also give each other different perspectives to see that, it's not all great, but it's not all doom and gloom. There's hope. Because patient is one thing that can get you, can get you further than being in a hurry. Because when you're in a hurry, that's when you say things or do things which are crazy or stupid. But when you're patient, you think with your mind. You imagine things in the right way. So all I'm saying is Chelsea fans should look at it in a different way. Don't only look at it in one way. Don't say, City are doing this. We're not City. City have 20 international players. We're not City. Okay? Liverpool are doing this, whatever. Liverpool haven't had any injury. So don't compare us. So compare us. Last year, Liverpool have 3 injuries to their first team players. What happened to them? The year City lost Kevin De Bruyne, Liverpool won the league. They lost Kevin De Bruyne, Laporte, and Sané. Liverpool walk away with the league. Okay, Chelsea this season, half a season, we lost nearly 7-8 players, all of our front players, all of the midfield, half of the defense, and fans are getting uproar, whatever. Yeah, so sometimes we just gotta calm down and look at things into reality. Look at things, circumstances, judge them what they are now. Don't judge them on another person. It's like you stay in your house, you're looking at your neighbor's house. If you guys don't, the circumstances are different. Look at yourself. All right. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna cut you up for 1 second. Okay. Guys, 76 likes. I'm not sure if this number is correct. Let me see if it's updated. 76 likes. 24 likes away from 100. So do us a favor, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. Listen, Mo. This is a topic that we've talked about a lot in regards to the fan base and in regards to social media and whatnot. However, I want to address it from a different angle, because the fan base for Chelsea Football Club is not one type of fan.
Monolithic,
it's diverse. The Chelsea fan base is diverse. It's diverse in regards to the age groups, in regards to the gender, in regards to the nationality, in regards to people who like me and Bobby live in London, who have been to the stadium, who embrace it because we're here and we're close to it. People like you who are in the UK but are not as close. People who are like VJ, who are on a different continent. People who have never been. People who their dream is to be at the club. There's different types of fans. However, we have started to see this develop more and more over the past few years with the integration and the expansion of social media in our lives. I, for one, spend a lot of time on social media, checking news, reading news, listening to people's point of view, getting a lot of my information from social media. I wanna get your perception on how do we interact with this. How is social media affecting the fan base? How is this becoming a more prominent part of the conversation when it comes to any football club in general and Chelsea in particular? Let me hear your thoughts, and then I will open it to the panel and also the people in the chat.
Yeah, for me, one thing I want Chelsea fans everywhere, to understand. When you see a fan post or say something out of like ridiculous or crazy, no need to be mad and go after them or say, why do you say this or whatever. I think sometimes when somebody said something like that, you don't know what they're going through. They just overreact, saying something silly for reaction. Sometimes I think we just have to look at each other like as a family. Just say, oh, why do you say that? They will come with their perception, with their own opinion, whatever. No matter how silly it is, you can say, I see what you're saying. Can you look at it from this perspective as well? Try to be whatever. But most of the time, even I get it. When I see something, I just switch off social media because I'm like, but we have to learn to be patient with each other, because sometimes some people only use their because we Chelsea fans, we're not monolithic. We are different. So sometimes people don't use different, they don't think before they say something. But when you react, they realize they're wrong, but they don't backtrack. And also the Chelsea fans, what we should realize is they're different region of fandom in Chelsea. You have the local fans who are like London based, or you can say Southwest London or whatever. And then you have your regional fans who are like Greater London, outside the borough or whatever. And then you have the national fans who are all over UK. Then you have the international fans. Everybody is contributing to Chelsea. That's what we should realize. You have the match-going fans that are in the UK, and you have the non-match-going fans as well in the UK and outside the UK. So, but we are all contributing to the club. Nobody should feel like to accuse the other person that they are contributing more to the club than the other. The local fans, if it wasn't for them, the match-going fans, they are the people that are responsible for the running of Stamford Bridge. the cost of Stamford Bridge totally is the match-going fans. The reason why we have the nice pitches, the stadium, all their money goes to maintain that. If you check the breakdown of expenditure, they contributed immensely to that. Okay, the stadium. People should realize that and appreciate the match-going fans for creating that atmosphere. The match-going fans too should understand that the local fans that don't go to stadiums, they're paying their subscription, whether that is on Sky, on BT, whichever way, even on their 3 mobile they use now, or whatever, watch Chelsea content or whatever. Sponsors are paying and everything. They too, they're contributing because the TV revenue, UK TV revenue alone, if you check, is huge. Is it over 150 million or something like that? It depends on the position you finish, 148. And then you have the international fans who are contributing immensely directly to the club. Because when they're buying shirts, they're buying it directly from the superstore. They don't buy it from JD Sport or what is name, Sport Direct or anything, Foot Locker, whatever it is. They go directly and buy online from the store, which that the money goes to the store to Chelsea directly. And also they're watching, whether it's you're in Australia, is it Onus you watch, or you're on America, you watch CBS, South Africa, Super Sport, or Africa, you have Bein Sport or DAZN, Bein Sport in North Africa and Middle East. Every Chelsea fan is contributing to the growth of the club. If we realize that, to say every one of us is important to the club, we will be less hostile. And also, the club should come before players. It doesn't matter how important the player is. The club should come before the player. The club should come before a director. A club should come before whatever. Chelsea directors, they make mistakes. The players, they make mistakes. The manager, they make mistake. When they make mistake, you cause the mistake. It doesn't mean that you're critical to them. Okay? Legends make mistakes. When you criticize a Chelsea legend, doesn't mean that you're against that legend. When you criticize a player, don't make it personal. Everything you do, it shouldn't be personal. It should just be, I just think this way, and that's the way I see things. You guys can have rational, no need for you. You see, opinion, people want their opinion to be right. Opinion doesn't mean that it's right. It means that this is how I think, how I feel. You tell me how you think, how you feel. So we think, we bounce ideas. You shouldn't think your opinion or how you feel or how you see things is gospel. Or is, so these are the things. We just have to try to live, to understand that we are not always right. My father always said, as soon as he says something, which is your opinion, always realize that you're 50% right or you're 50% wrong. If you think like that, you don't get into argument. You don't shove your opinion or how you feel on other people. You listen. Sometimes listening is the best recipe for understanding. And be patient with each other. Sometimes you communicating, the person you're talking to, they're 17-year-old. They don't know whatever. Or you're talking to somebody and they're in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. They have a long day at work. Or they have relationship issue. They come to Chelsea. Chelsea is like the sanctuary to run away from all those messy, little talk or work issue or whatever. So when you come, you pile on them and too, they pile on you. You guys are attacking each other. It doesn't make sense. Let's just discuss Chelsea and talk about things that are right, things that are wrong. No need to personalize it. No need to have like this player more than whatever. Say, why is this player not having chance over that player? I don't care about that. Just look at it. Look at it the way it is and judge it on that. Not from your own. Yeah. We all have biases. I'm biased. You know that. I'm biased towards the academy. But I always look at it because I have inside knowledge about the academy a lot. Okay? I have inside knowledge. So certain things I said, maybe it's coming from their perspective. I know that. That's why I always say this is what they say is happening. But this is my opinion. This is what I think. I make sure that when I'm speaking, I always differentiate my opinion for what I know. So people should just be patient with each other. Nothing like I'm right, I'm wrong. I don't want to be right. Like if I come here to say more, Chelsea bought this player I don't like, he's gonna fail. What type of fan am I? Why am I even thinking of a Chelsea signing that will fail? I can easily say, you know what? It was never my signing. I don't think it will work. But guess what? I hope it does. And guess what? I will not criticize that player personalize it or whatever. I will only criticize their performance each game. If they perform well, I'll be like, you know what? It was brilliant today. If they perform badly, that's it. Nothing else. When they left Chelsea, we'll discuss how terrible it was or how great it was. But whilst they're at Chelsea, just critique them on an individual performance. Don't be hopeful for your point to be right. That means you don't care about the club. All you care about is you being right. And people that care about them being, thank you. People that think that their own righteousness is more satisfactory than the club being successful, that just said more about you as an individual, as a being, than is said about other people. To say, oh, Mo, you remember, I'm right. I told you this player is going to be failed. And you think you should be proud of that. You should be ashamed of yourself, wanting another human being to fail. What does that say about you? So for me, this is the thing. Fans, we have to be patient with each other. Understand each other. For me, that's all I got to say on that until we go into deeply into that. Sorry about that. My monologue took too long.
No, thank you, Mo. Thank you. No, you see, the thing is this: the key takeaway from what you said for me is we need to appreciate what everyone is doing for the club, rather than what I'm doing or what we're doing for the club. And it's hard to see things from different perceptions and different points of view. It's not easy, but at the same time, it needs to be done, because right now we are not a closed society anymore. Right now, what I say is not it's not heard, or it's heard in a different way than it was 10 years ago. I could be sitting with Bobby and having a chat, and I'd influence Bobby's opinion, Bobby would influence my opinion, and maybe if there was somebody else sitting close by listening, their opinion might be influenced. But today, when me and Bobby have a chat, thousands of people are listening, and the conversation that me and Bobby are having is going to influence thousands of people. That's one part of it. The other part of it is this: when we are trying to defend our club and protect our club, we need to do it in a way where it actually does defend and does protect the club. Because sometimes you can have the intention to defend a thing, but your action will actually bring more danger or more hurt to the thing. For example, if I wanted to defend someone, and I would be like, listen, if anybody messes with him, I'm gonna, stand in your way. I'm gonna protect him. Okay, there may be people looking to attack him, not because they want to attack him, but because I said I'm going to protect him, and they want to challenge my authority, and by doing that, I've put him in danger. So people need to understand that your actions have consequences, even though you may have the intention, the good intention, it may not necessarily have the good result. So people need to start to think about the way they support their clubs and the way they express their support in a more in a varied way. It's not as simple as it used to be. It's like life has changed so much. Life is not as simple as it was back in the day when your decisions will impact a few people. It's different now. Everything we do has a bigger and a more visible ripple effect. Whereas in the past, maybe there was a ripple effect, but you didn't really see what your actions were going to do. But today, when you do something, you see what your actions are going to do. So I totally agree with you, Mo. I totally agree with you, and I think it's about the perception. It's about the perception, guys. If anybody wants to jump in on this and give me their thoughts, I'm more than happy to listen. And also in the chat, if you want to add something, let us know.
I just wanted to add something with respect to what you both have said, right? From an international perspective, I mean, you guys are in the UK, so you have a different perception to the club, while an international community of Chelsea fans look at it from a different perspective. The way that you guys give importance to the academy players might not be the same as that for us, right? The reason is that we are not in the great grassroots level. We've not seen our kids going to the academy, getting practice, getting trained, and then coming through the academy. We've not really experienced that. So first of all, social media is a very huge thing. 10 years before this, it was just mainstream media that communicates to people. That was the only source of information, and then we talk amongst ourselves about what we think about the issue. Like how Kasim said, it would be like a 1-to-1, 1-to-2. That's pretty much it. But now this fan media is something that is improved tremendously, and as a result of it, every single person has a stage now to talk about anything that they want to, and any club that they want to. And it's natural for us to have that sort of a negative impact, ripple effect, as well as a positive speech and everything. And amongst this, building a community is difficult. Like 10 years before, the way that Chelsea's community was built, maybe with lesser number of people, but it would have still been a very strong community. But right now, with the advent of social media and the interaction that we have, the number of people involved in the community might be huge, but as the number increases, the issues that are being talked, the concerns that we have amongst ourselves, the opinions that we have in this community will also increase. And that is bound to increase. I live in a home with 10 people. Like when I say, I'm from a giant family, which means that I day in and day out talk to these people, listen to their opinion, listen to their perspective. I cannot make a decision with just one or two people. I don't live in a nuclear family. So I understand where I'm coming from, and I talk about perspective and try and understand what the other person has been wants to say as well. The first time as well, when I came to Blue Lounge, of course, my opinion on Rudiger was something which is opposed by a lot of people on the panel. But I get it. I get where they are coming from, how they want to, deal with this sort of an issue. But that's an opportunity that you have to give. As much as you want to talk, you'll also have to be in a position to listen, right? That is when you can gather information and then replicate it back with your own ideology. So I think what you, both MDT and Kasim, said are wonderful points. And when it comes to social media, we just have to be more positive and try and react in a more positive way towards issues or situations, because like MDT said, they might face some internal issues or situations that they might be facing, and then when they come and talk, they might be overreacting as well. All that you have to do is try and understand where they're coming from, try and understand their perspective, and then try and respond to it. If it doesn't totally make any sense, you could still avoid the conversation. Not every single time you have to respond to it and then fight with them to prove yourself right, because end of the day, it's still going to increase your stress level if you're fighting with someone who's not going to understand it at all. So you should know at what point you should cut the conversation and then just move on. So wonderful points from both of you. I tend to agree with it. Thanks for bringing this up, Kasim.
Cheers. It was actually MDT's idea to have this discussion today. Bobby, I want to hear your thoughts on this topic, mate.
Yeah, I thoroughly agree, especially with a lot of the points that MDT made. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. As you would know, Mo, and certainly myself, going back a bit further, I mean, I was in an era when we had the Wilkins family in my town, and they were really big. Everybody looked up to them, especially Ray and Butch in the Chelsea teams of the 70s, where they were teenagers playing in the team, and he captained the team. I've made no sort of secret of the fact that that entire swathe of West London plus Greater London was pure Chelsea. Back then you either supported Chelsea, or if you were unfortunate, we had a spattering of QPR fans amongst us, because they were the team in Shepherd's Bush just before you got to Kensington. And a lot of the kids in the schools were aspiring to play for the Chelsea Academy. Some of them got in, some of them didn't quite make it, and so on. The focus, basically, all I'm saying, the culture has always been about the club, as it is with other English teams. The club is the issue. And I think that should never change. There were some bad things that happened in the past, which I don't agree with, and I've always stood up against. But in terms of the underlying culture of Chelsea being the issue, not the individuals, not the politics around what's going on in the world, but the club. Football's a simple game. And supporting football is a simple thing. And where I despair with the fan base is when I start seeing things that are just nothing to do with the club. You know, some people are bringing in things like, you know, who cares what your sexual preferences are? You know, who cares what your politics is? You know, just don't detract from Chelsea Football Club, because that's what binds us together. That's what makes us a fan base. That's what makes us a community. And that's what this is about. Nothing else. You bring all these things to the table, and then your perceptions and your objectives will become skewed. I welcome the international fan base. It's inevitable because things will expand. The only concern I have is because of the detachment from grassroots, as VJ said, you tend to have a group, and that's not just the international fan base, that's a lot of social media groups. They become about the clicks. They become about the subscriptions. They become about the followings, and they're less about the club. So they delve into things and they push things which are, as Mo has mentioned, detrimental to the club. Some of these rumors, some of these nonsenses about selling players and things, they're just doing it without the club's interest at hand, but doing it to draw attention to themselves. One of the strengths of the Blue Lounge is that it has remained true to the principles of being a Chelsea fan. It's not about, it talks about things that most other platforms won't touch. Why? Because they're seeking popularity. And I think that's wrong. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, anybody is welcome to support the club, but please support the club and don't bring anything else into it, because it only harms the club.
Bobby, you smacked. You didn't hit the nail on the head. You smacked it on the head. You smashed that nail hard, man. You smashed that nail hard. Big up. Well done, Bobby.
Beautifully rendered.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that is it. Look, it's the clicks. The clicks have become more important than anything, and that for me is where the heart of the problem is, because there are so many people doing things for those clicks, and the thing is this: they will start. I'm a Chelsea fan. He'll post a couple of things, people click on it. Then he'll post a couple of more controversial things, more people click on it. All of a sudden, he's talking out of the other thing that he has, and it's not his mouth. And people are still clicking. All right? And then he'll continue to do that because he starts to crave those clicks. And then he doesn't see the harm that he's doing. And by the time he sees the harm that he's doing, it's too late for him to address it, because he's known for being that kind of person and that kind of platform, and then it's too late. You see, the thing is this: you gotta have your own moral compass as a human being. As a human being, you gotta have a moral compass, and you gotta stick by that. For me, there are certain things that I don't talk about, that I don't do, because I think the negative effects of those discussions outweigh the positive effects. There is positive effects, but the negative ones outweigh them, so I don't discuss them. There are things that I know if I discuss, they will have a negative effect maybe on the channel, but will have a positive effect on the community. Those I will discuss, because that is what we're here trying to do. We're here trying to push positive aspects of our club. The positive aspects could have many different forms. One of them is to be able to let everyone know what the club is about, what the club stands for. Because a lot of people who come in to support Chelsea Football Club will come in for a particular player because Chelsea are the champions of Europe. Well, who's the champions of Europe? Chelsea. All right. Yeah, I'll support them and see how that goes. So there is a little factor which opens the door for them to become a fan. But when they become a fan, they need to know what is this club that they're a fan of? What is the history? And when I say history, I don't mean they've won X amount of trophies, they finished top, this guy was the leading goal scorer. That's not history, that's data, that's stats. History is the trouble the club went through. The fact that we were almost gone, destroyed not so long ago. Not so long ago, the club almost disappeared. But we fought. We fought. As a club, as a fan base, we were lucky to have certain individuals who came in our timeline. Ken Bates is one of them. Matthew Harding is another one. Abramovic is another one. Abramovic, there are things about him that I don't like. I disagree with. But there are things about him that he's done for the club that make me, have great vibes towards him, a passion, a love towards him. And I know some people will be like, oh, but you're this and he's that. I don't care. I'm a Chelsea fan, and he's doing the right things by Chelsea. This is what a fan is. A fan is not, I'm going to buy the shirt and I'm going to wave the flag and I'm going to, sing when we win, and when we lose, I'll be looking at, what team should I support now? When I'm supporting X player and the X player is sold to another club, I'll be like, okay, I got to go follow that club. That's not what I'm on about. There's people currently still supporting Eden Hazard. They claim to be Chelsea fans, but for them, it's all about Eden Hazard. Well, Eden Hazard is not at Chelsea today. But Eden Hazard was a Chelsea icon, legend, superstar. And you know what? Once he leaves Real Madrid, he will be a Chelsea legend. He will continue to be a Chelsea legend. But right now, currently, he is not playing for Chelsea anymore. Therefore, if I was to support him over a Chelsea player or support him over a Chelsea issue, I am not being fair by my club. I personally love Eden Hazard. But he's not a Chelsea. He doesn't represent Chelsea today. I'm not saying he won't in the future. When he retires, as far as I'm concerned, he's Chelsea. Even though he played for Real Madrid. He's Chelsea. Petr Cech played for Arsenal. He's Chelsea. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about being a Chelsea fan. I know sometimes it's hard to explain because a lot of what I'm actually trying to articulate is not logic, but it's emotion. Therefore, it's a little bit hard to articulate it. But I hope I've been able to explain to you guys what a Chelsea fan means to me. And I will never judge another Chelsea fan. I will try to educate. I will try to learn from, because I may be able to educate them, and I'm sure every Chelsea fan can educate me because I don't know everything. And there's always room for me to be educated by the people on this panel and in the chat. And that's why I aspire to. That's why I aspire to.
Mo.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I was gonna say before we go into any other topic, I need people watching to give the Blue Lounge the credit of few stories here. You remember the Christensen contract situation? We broke it here to say it was 3 years. That's why it was the hold up. A week later, it was on the newspapers. Everybody run with it. Remember the Rudiger situation? We said it here to say it's not 400,000. That's a lie. It includes the signing on fee. But when Matt Law did it, everybody run with it. But we said it here 2 weeks ago. Remember, it's even on the group chat. Bobby, can you remember? We said it here and whatever. And now Mason Mount about him being advised to attack the box more, to be in the box more rather than stay outside the box. Today you saw it. It's on the Chelsea website or whatever. It's been advised by people close to him and people like Joe Edward. When did we broke this 10 days ago, and now it's whatever. So people should start listening to the Blue Lounge. Things, we say things before it happen. We're not lying here. It's like we will not say anything that's not a fact.
Mo, when we say them, they're unpopular. They're facts, but they're unpopular, so nobody wants to go with them. Until a journalist or someone comes out and says them, then they become mainstream, and then everybody starts talking about them. I know. Look,
I think,
go on.
sorry, if I can just come in there. I think this is the thing, Mo, you've hit the nail on the head. The thing about the Blue Lounge is that it's not looking for popularity, really. And when you're looking for popularity, if everybody likes you, be afraid. You understand? You've got to sometimes say things based on what you believe that not everybody's going to like, but you also know is right. Being right is not about being liked always. And that's a lot of the things that I like about this stream. Another thing is the panel. We have a diverse membership of the panel. Mo MDT, I really, really have to say that your knowledge of the Chelsea Academy is priceless. It's very, very helpful. And just as VJ was saying, that a lot of the guys that we equally love and respect that come from other countries and support Chelsea, they gain a lot from that knowledge, from that insight. I used to go to Cobham a lot before the lockdown things. I felt I followed the academy quite well, but I don't think I have that insight that you do, which I think is valuable to the stream. So as a team, somehow for me it works. Being realistic, being a group of people that sometimes we fall out. Boy, do we fall out. But the best thing about it is that Chelsea spirit, that thing that we hold common together, always brings us back together. And if that can be transmitted to the fan base, I think we'll be doing an awful lot of positive good for the club.
Yeah, spot on. And regarding the falling outs, you guys have no idea what happens behind the scenes. Boy, yeah. Listen. Seriously, I gotta say this. I mean, I have been so lucky, and I've been blessed. This channel will be 2 years old towards the end of February. So I've been going for a year and 10 months. Okay, this last year. I mean, there's a lot of people who are on the panel who I've known before this year, but most of the people on the panel I've actually met in 2021. Streaming became a highlight of my channel in 2021. I didn't stream, I think, until May this year. Before that, I wasn't streaming. I was just doing videos. And once I started streaming, the community that we built here is amazing. It really is amazing. Every single member of my panel, every single member of our panel adds so much in knowledge, in depth, in experience. Everyone in the panel provides so much to the show and to you guys in the chat. Everyone in the chat, you've all contributed so much. You have no idea how much your comments have registered with us. I would sometimes go back and watch, because I miss comments in the chat while we're having the debate and the discussion. I would go back and literally watch the stream, not to hear what we said, but to read what you guys were writing in the comments. I would go back and read your comments. And you've educated me on many things. So the people in the chat, you guys have educated many a person with your comments. There's been some great debates. Sometimes the debates that I see in the chat is better than the debates we actually have on the stream. So, thank you to all of you for doing that. And this is what we're doing. We're building a community. I know a couple of you guys have messaged me and you're like, where are you? When I've been away for a couple of days, we miss your streams. A couple of you have actually told me how much these streams have impacted your mental health. I don't know how that's the case. I mean, it's destroyed my mental health, but if it's helped your mental health, fantastic. Okay, people actually need to listen to these debates and these conversations because they connect with it. So thank you. Thank you for telling me that, and I'm so happy that we're able to do that for you guys, and you guys are doing that for us, because this was all born out of the lack of communication that was offered to us and available to us, May last year, where we were all sitting down at home. We couldn't go out, we couldn't do nothing, and sorry, May this year. Was it last year? No, it was this year. A lot of us weren't able to mingle and mix, with each other, and we had this stream available to us. We started talking, we started debating. When we first started these streams, we'd have 9 people on the panel. Bobby remembers this. We'd have 9 people discussing on the panel and 4 people watching us. There'd be 9 of us talking and only 4 people watching. We didn't care. We continued because that community started to grow. Bobby, do you remember? They were even trolling us. Why don't you guys go, talk in private? Why are you streaming this conversation? Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. We didn't care. We kept on doing it. On doing it.
Yeah.
And today, every time we stream, 2, 3, 4,000 people watching. There's 100 of you right now listening to this conversation. Okay, so use this. Use this as a lesson to all of you. Never give up. I mean, VJ here, he's just starting out on his journey on the Chelsea YouTube world. Don't give up, regardless of how many people are listening now. People will listen. And
You'd be surprised. I do the same thing.
Yeah,
you have 3 people in the stream, and I have 1 person listening. I don't care. I mean, we still talk.
People are listening. I actually found out that some of the people who are listening to these shows are people with influence. What we say here on the stream, people hear it. People who have influence, who are decision makers. All right, so your comments, when you're writing your comments in the chat, if you wanna say something to someone who has influence, write it in the chat, write it in the comment, because people will read it, they will see it. Maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, but if you keep doing it, people will listen to it, and that's why we keep talking about these topics, because eventually people will hear it, eventually people will listen, and the goal is the success of our club, the success of Chelsea Football Club.
No, you see from the chat, somebody has even corrected me now that Liverpool aren't playing because I'm looking at them to drop points and Man City to drop points, and there's a chat comment. Liverpool aren't playing this weekend.
Was it cancelled?
Yeah, it was
I
cancelled.
don't know.
Postponed.
Yeah, it was cancelled actually. Only 5 games
there
are
you
being
go.
played this week.
So
Yeah,
another
it's
game
West
cancelled.
Ham. Yeah, West Ham, Southampton, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Norwich, Arsenal, Man City, Leicester, us against Villa, and then Brighton against Brentford. Monday, it's Newcastle, Man United. Liverpool don't play until the 28th of December against Leicester City.
Convenient, isn't it?
It is. It is. Fantastic. Listen.
Klopp was talking about this, right? 26th and 29th.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen. Leicester are no mugs. So Man City tomorrow, it could get interesting. It could get interesting. Look, people, I'm gonna open the stream to all of you. I'm gonna open the stream to all of you and give you the opportunity to jump on. Any message you wanna say, you're welcome to do so. The link is in the chat. I'm gonna pin it. All right. will be live for a little while yet. So if you want to jump on and give us your thoughts and opinions, please hit the link in the chat. Yeah, I know it's early because we still have a few more days of the year. But if we were to evaluate Chelsea and this year, the highlight, would it be the Champions League title win? What would be the highlight for you guys?
Well, I saw a post on Twitter by Tommy Langley wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. And he said something that really resonated with me, that we're finishing 2021 as champions of Europe. That says it all.
Yeah.
What an incredible achievement.
Yeah. Yeah. And what a journey we've had to get to that title. What a journey we've had to get to that title. Fantastic achievement. Tobago, welcome to the stream.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, my brother. How are you?
Sorry, there's a news, Mo.
Go on.
News just break.
Yeah, go on.
Crystal Palace, Tottenham might not go ahead.
Why? What's the reason?
COVID.
Who? Hold on. Who and when? I mean, Tobago standby. Tobago standby. Yeah, but,
No
who's had it? Who's got it?
They've not released that detail. But
I think it should
there's
be
a
on the
high
Crystal
probability-
Palace camp because Spurs have already had it, right?
No, you
So it
could
should
have
be
it
this
again.
camp.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. But
It's probably the
but
Palace camp. But,
yeah,
I mean,
there's a high chance.
I just wanted to know the numbers. That's what I wanted to know, the numbers, because that's burning a
Chelsea
hole
fans.
in my chest. It's burning a hole in my chest, man. I want to know how many. Tobago, welcome to the stream. Merry Christmas, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you. And Merry Christmas to you all, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Right.
Merry
Tobago,
Christmas. Tobago.
welcome. Please, sorry to cut in. Mo, I have to bounce. I promised the family I'll catch a movie with them, and I'm getting some nasty looks walking in. So,
All right, listen, Bobby. Tell your family Merry Christmas from the Blue Lounge, and we thank them for allowing us to speak to you. Over the past hour and the past 2 hours, actually. So thank you. Merry Christmas, Bobby.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, Bobby.
Cheers.
You
Bobby.
have a good day, okay? Thanks for spending your family time with us. And Tobago, I'm sorry I caught you, okay, my brother. How are you doing?
No problem.
Tobago, it's good to have you. Good to have you on the stream. I know 2021 hasn't been the best of years. Especially the past couple of weeks. I know you had an incident. Hopefully 2022 will be a better year for you. So God bless you, and give me your thoughts on anything that you want to talk about. Let's see what you have to say, Tobago.
No, all I have to say, Chelsea board should beg Thomas Tuchel to bring his own players so that he can add to what we have, because we have a good squad, but in terms of squad depth, we don't have those kind of players. Look at, for example, Man City, Liverpool. I don't care about Liverpool. Man City have so many players that they can replace anytime. That's why they can have a 21 games winning streak without any problem. So, but I won't cry about that, because this season we had up and down injuries, and then now we have COVID, and then anyone in the league against Chelsea. Look at the clubs, they're postponing games with COVID. Nothing is happening. But Chelsea, when they want to postpone, they won't allow us, but it's fine. We are the champions of Europe. They're against us. It's fine. Let's win another Champions League, and then we make them more cry.
Yeah, no. When everything goes against you and you win, it makes it taste even sweeter. Regardless of what they throw against us, we're still gonna come back and bounce back and win. Makes it all that more sweeter. Tobago, big up to you. Thank you for your time and your input. I hope to speak to you very soon. Have a Merry Christmas, brother, and thanks for jumping on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Guys, lines will be open for a little bit longer. Anybody who wants to jump on, click on the link in the description, in the chat, pinned comment. Click on that and jump on and give us your thoughts and opinions about anything Chelsea related.
Kasim.
Yeah, go on, Vijay.
You just mentioned about how was Chelsea's. What was your best thing that happened in the Chelsea? 1 year, right? For me, the best thing that happened this year. We won the Champions League, of course, for Chelsea Football Club. We did it in the past as well in 2012. But what makes it more special this year is that we've got a lot of academy players who've been involved in that squad. So that makes me happier because when I think about this squad doesn't have the potential. Comparing to the 2012 squad, which we didn't think will be capable of winning it on 2013, I wouldn't say the same about this squad, which won it in the 2020-21 season, because they are capable of winning this in the next 2-3 years as well, because that's the kind of squad that we've now put together, and most of those boys come from the academy. So I'm really proud about that as a Chelsea fan, and it does take we should take a moment of pride in saying that Cobham is the best academy in the world, and thank you for all those people who've worked on the background to build this sort of an academy that generates generational talents, actually. So I'm happy about that having happened this year.
Yeah, no, it's a massive point. Last time we won the Champions League, those players were on the back end of their careers. Most of them were, retiring. This time around, the majority of the players are literally just starting out or in the peak. So it's definitely something to build on. Go on, Mo.
Yeah, for me, the highlight has been the academy. You saw the Champions League pictures, 6 academy players on the squad, the Champions League squad. That have changed the face of Chelsea Football Club forever. It will never be the same anymore. I don't think Chelsea will ever again have a squad where they don't have minimum 5 academy players again on it. It's not going to happen again. It's done with. So that was, for me, that was the biggest change to, apart from Tuchel appointment. But when I saw that photo, and now the frame of that photo is in the Cobham entrance. So it's a hope for any kids now for the next, 100 years. Just like the Busby Babes have their pictures at Manchester United, the entrance is to show like the class of 92. This is the way. So you have their Busby Babes, and then they have their class of 92. And this is the generation that saw what Chelsea's, what's possible for the kids that walk into our academy at the age of 7, 8, 9, 10. Said this is possible. This is the first possibility Chelsea have shown parents that your kids can achieve. So for me, that's bigger than anything. Hope, because this is hope. It's somebody realizing their dream. To say your dream is possible to be realized at Chelsea. It's never
in
happened.
Our own club.
John Terry was the last one. Yeah. This is it. This is made in Chelsea. For me, that was the thing. Seeing Tammy, seeing all of them. The sad part is, okay, Tamuri left in January. He would have been part of the picture. It would have been 7 or 8 players. So Gilmore, all of them, they've all played, even like 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the Champions League. Every one of the academy players that were in the Champions League squad played a match on the Lampard. So for me, that was it. Made in Chelsea. For me, that's something we cannot. It's gonna be there forever. This is our Busby Babe moment.
And I think that set a tone as well. It was not just a one-time thing. This time around, we brought in Chalobah, we brought in Harry Vale, Bell, all these players newly coming in. It was a lot of people said that it was because of the transfer window. We had a transfer ban, and that is why we had to bring in the academy players. Maybe that could have triggered the start, but it's still happening. So there is some transition that has gone on. People have started to realize the academy. Even the board has started to realize what's the power of the academy, and they've started to continue this year as well. And that's a great sign.
Yeah, no, spot on. For me, it's Tuchel. For me, it's Tuchel because I believe Tuchel was a catalyst for us winning the Champions League, and I believe Tuchel is going to be the catalyst for a lot of great things for Chelsea. So having him at the club, signing him, was the highlight of this year for me. I'm going to bring on another guest from the chat, but before I do that, I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. There's 70 odd of you currently in the chat. I have posted a link in the chat, and this link is for Sports Wire YouTube channel. He's been with us for the past couple of hours. Great guest. This is his second time on the show. I'd like you to do some Christmassy thing. Christmas, we give presents, right? Well, give him a present by subscribing to his channel. So if you guys could go click on that link and give him a subscription, I would very much appreciate it.
It would be the best gift, guys.
It will be a good gift. It'll be a good gift. You know, you got to cheer someone up over Christmas, so you can't go wrong with that. And if you haven't subscribed to the Blue Lounge, do that first. Blue Lounge first, all right? Sports Wire second. Blue... I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Subscribe to everyone. All right, we've got Soul. How do you pronounce this name? Soul King. I hope it's Soul King rather than Soul King. Big up to Soul. Soul, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Soul King. I hope it's Soul King. All right, Soul is having technical issues. Yeah, it's having an echo. Soul, if you want to try again, I'll be happy to try with you one more time. So, okay. So click on that link, people. Just subscribe. Tobago, just subscribe. People, subscribe to the Blue Lounge. Subscribe to Sportswire. I'm gonna 94 likes. Come on, 6 more. 6 more likes. Let's do it. Let's get 100 likes on the stream. MDT, any last words before we end the stream? Tomorrow, Chelsea, Aston Villa. Tough game, but I think Man City also have a tough game. Could we see the gap be close tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so, because it depends which Leicester turn up. If the Leicester that normally give Man City a hard time turn up, yeah, it's a problem, because what Leicester is good at, they always get Man City players booked, because they're very good in transition, and Man City like the tactical foul. And as soon as they get Man City players booked in the first 10 minutes, Man City cannot do the tactical fouls anymore, because if you get Rodri booked, you get 1 or 2 midfielders like Bernardo Silva booked, City can't do the tactical foul anymore. And when they cannot do the tactical foul, they're vulnerable on the counter-attack. So Leicester is good at booking Man City players. That's why they have the best record, I think, apart from Chelsea and Liverpool, against Pep Guardiola in the Premier League. So that's why I think it might be a tricky game, because they beat Man City last season 5-1 at City. People forgot that. 5-1 at Man City. People forgot that. Yeah, so they can turn it on. So that's the only. I think there's a chance City might draw or lose. So, but we have to do the job. We have to do the job no matter what. Yeah.
Sweet. VJ, your thoughts?
The same as well. I mean, an interesting thought coming on the Manchester City game. I watched the Leicester game against Liverpool as well. I mean, they played 2-2 against Liverpool as well. This is a team that has all the potential to beat Manchester City. So hopefully that happens. But on our game, I think this is the game that we have to make a statement, like how Alex mentioned earlier. And I really hope that we maintain another clean sheet. It's been some time that we maintained a clean sheet. So I'd like to see a clean sheet that is being maintained, so that, it gives us a feel, okay, fine, our defense is getting better. Because a lot of our defensive issues were something that I would attribute to the midfield not being in position, or we had an unstable midfield. So if we've got a midfield now, so there's nothing that we can complain about. It is time for us to get the clean sheets. I'm not saying it's a one-day job, But then we'll have to start working on that process, because that is where we were good at in the previous season and the first 6 months of this season.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting day tomorrow. Lads, tomorrow we will be going live after the game. So we'll be streaming literally half an hour after the game. I hope to see you all then. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Merry Christmas, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, guys. Peace.
Thank you, Mo. Enjoy your holiday, VJ. Have a good day.
Enjoy.
You too, guys. Bye-bye.